What's going on? I wasn't gonna do a video about this, but something just happened. And I was like, what the hell? I'll just do it. So, you remember that video that came out where I think it was in Oklahoma City or in somewhere in Oklahoma, the Asian guy physically assaulted this black woman at a weave store, and then a new video came out with a bunch of females lining up to buy at that very same Asian store because the owner was selling the weaves for 50% off. Okay. You see, I told you guys before that if there should be it's been said that we're in a race war already, but if there should be like a really bloody race war, they're going from house to house, just killing black folks, stuff like that, black men would all die for the most part, because not all black women will do this, but I think most of them would. For the sake of survival, they'll give your asses up. They'll tell these guys where you're hiding, or they'll sneak these guys into your homes, have you killed. And I say this because history always proves itself to come back around, right? A wise man once said that nothing is new under the sun. Marcus Garvey said, a people without the knowledge of their history is like a tree without roots. It will happen again because they used to do it before. And we've seen it, whereas you have a lot of black women, they abandoned the civil rights movement to go join the feminist movement because they thought they would get perks and incentives. They kicked the men out of the homes because the government was now giving them, social programs. They got rid of you so they could benefit. Don't you think they would do that to save their lives? And that's what they did at this store. Fuck what happened to that woman getting her ass beat. This guy selling weaves for 50% off at the same store. We're gonna buy. Because we have no honor, we have no loyalty, we're gonna buy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these females went to buy the weaves to resell it. I get it, they're trying to get their hustle on, stuff like that, but you're doing at the expense of loyalty to our people. Right? And not only that, but you're making these Asian people rich. They're sending their children to school off your money. And when those kids grow up and become successful, they don't mess with black folks. These Asian females in America, they're not marrying black men. These Asian guys, they're not messing around with black women. Well, they might fuck them, but they're not gonna marry them. They don't even talk to us. What just happened to me in the train is what prompted me to do this video, because I wasn't gonna do it. I was on I think it's the 1 train, right? Approaching 66th Street and Broadway. And one of the doors in the car that I was in suddenly opened. Right? There's this white guy leaning on the door, and there's this Asian chick. She was standing next to him with her hand on the door, and the door opened while the train was moving. It didn't open wide open, but it cracked open enough for her hand to go through it. She was astonished. And this happened right as it was approaching our stop. I didn't even know she was coming off. So when I went to the door, I said to her, it might be in your best interest to hold on to the pole and another door, because the door just opened. And she looked at me like, why are you talking to me? But before I said what I said to her, the white guy was looking at her. She looked at him and she said something to him. He said something to her. It was pertaining to the door. And she was calm and she was cool. But when I gave her the advice to hold on to the pole, because I was holding on to the pole, I didn't know she was coming off. So I was like, here, you can hold on to the pole here so you don't fall through the door. She looked at me like, why are you talking to me? Like, in a scornful way. Asian chick. She was nice looking, I'd give her, I'd probably give her a 6.5. But she was cool talking to the white guy. I wasn't hitting on her. But that's what I'm trying to show you guys. They don't want to mess with us. They don't even want to talk to us. They just want our money. And we keep patronizing them. Going to their stores. I don't eat Asian food. I don't eat Chinese food. Nope. I stopped eating Chinese food. I think it was in 2013. And we keep buying their shit. We keep buying their shit, making them money, and they don't want nothing to do with us. Nothing. Here in New York City, Chinese people don't talk to you. It's not that I give a damn, because I don't care if they talk to us or not, but we spend so much money with these people, and they don't even care about you, to the point where they're kicking your asses. That's what I'm talking about. We've got to do better, people. We've got to stop. And the reason why this is also happening is because we're not producing as people, as black folks. We're not producing. We can. If black Americans and black Caribbean people come together, it could work. But you see, we also have YouTubers on here who like to make it seem as if black islanders, Caribbean islanders, and black Americans are at war with each other. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some Caribbean people might have an issue with some black Americans, and some black Americans might have issues with some Caribbean people, but it's not the majority. It's not the majority. And if there's an issue, we need to stop it, because right now we can't come together. We have resources in the Caribbean that could benefit black Americans here. And it's been proven that Caribbean people can come here and start businesses and get things popping. So what if we put our differences aside and we start bringing food in from the Caribbean, setting up our own stores and grocery stores here in America, black owned, and we support our own people? Right there and then you could have black Americans owning stores while getting produce from the Caribbean. Because let's face it, I mean, there's so many trees here in America. When I first came to America, I was surprised, like, all these trees, no fruits. I'm not used to that. You go to Jamaica, 80% of the trees you see bear something. There's something that you can eat from these trees. There's so many trees here in America, there's no goddamn fruits. It bears nothing but leaves. Just look around. Nothing. What, you see fruits? Nothing. When I go back to Jamaica, I'll video some of the trees and you see fruits everywhere. We can provide for ourselves if we really want to, and stop taking food and clothing from these Asian people who don't like us. They don't like us. Sometimes I'm in New York and they come to me for directions and stuff like that. They'll come to you because you're a black guy. They know they can't go to nobody else. Sometimes I give them directions. Sometimes I'm like, yo, just leave me alone, because I know they really don't like us. We can do better. We don't have to go into their stores. We just have to put our differences aside. We have to get rid of simps and these ratchet females who will sell us out. And we have to build. We can build. We just need to stop doing all these talking on YouTube, doing a bunch of documentaries. I think we've seen enough documentaries, if you ask me. I think we've seen enough. Because now it's beginning to look to me like it's a goddamn business. Which I don't have an issue with people getting paid from doing documentaries, but let's do something apart from documentaries now, like get stores, build communities. Like let's do something. Stop fussing and fighting. Travel, go to the Caribbean, make connects. We have farmers in the Caribbean who sell all sorts of shit. We could do stuff. When I go to Florida, I see only Hispanic owned supermarkets. That shit hurts me. And they're selling Caribbean stuff that us black folks should be selling to our people. Come on now. Come on now. We have to make a change, yo. This shit has to stop. I'm up.